Sattvam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om. See, for all children, we have started a new group called Chinmaya Bala Vatika. There, you can express all your talents. Like Narayanan played an instrument now. Lakshu is a great musician and a dancer. All your talents you can exhibit, and you will also have nice stories, several beautiful things we are going to have. So join that forum and express your talents. In that, yesterday Lakshu told a beautiful thing. When I have all positive thoughts, when I do not remember my ego, means I am so and so, I am happy and peaceful. This I am is common in all when we sleep. I am is common. I, consciousness. Am, existence. I, consciousness. Am, existence. All of us are consciousness, existence in sleep. And we are happy also in sleep. So consciousness, existence, and happiness is the real me. When the mind comes after waking up, that mind brings the feeling that I am this body, I am so and so, this is my world, I have to go to school, right? All these thoughts come with the mind. And when this mind is there, it's like a prism. You keep a prism, one ray of light passing through the prism splits into seven different colors. This mind is like that. One I am, the God principle running you and me. It splits and shows as though you are different, I am different. We should hate this mind, you know. How it will show you are different, I am different. We're all one, we love all. This mind is dirty mind. And only Arjuna saw the things through this mind. And then he saw all differences. And he became nervous. He said, I won't fight. Because when he sees through the mind, he sees only bodies and they will die, I will die. And he got so nervous. Krishna said, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect. You have a body, you have a mind, you have an intellect. Therefore, you are different. You have no death. Arjuna seems to understand at that time. But then many people, even after telling so much, cannot understand because their mind is not available. Their mind is in pagoda. Something like that. 2-3 people don't come to the class today. You know why? They are watching test match. England versus India. With this type of mind, how will you understand nice things also? So when you don't understand, you have to make the mind prepared to understand these beautiful things in life. That is done through the right way of living. Now, the way in which we live, we are all attached to this much results. I want to this, I want that. So the mind is dissipated. It's not peaceful. So when you work for the welfare of all, because all are yourself. All are yourself, you are God, all are God. So when you do your work as an offering to God, Naivedyam, and whatever He gives, you take it as prasada, your mind gets purified. That purified mind will understand what we are talking now. Right? So that is called Karma Yoga. Once you do this Karma Yoga, your confusions that this world is real, this world has happiness, this world is real, this world has happiness, these type of confusions will go. You know God is real, God is happiness, I am God, so I am all the time happy. I don't need to depend on the world. This is called steady wisdom. It won't change. When you reach this steady wisdom, you are happy in yourself, by yourself. Now we are happy only when I can go to a movie, I can see a cricket match, I can eat laddu. Only then we are happy. Can you be eating laddu all the time? Can you be watching a movie all the time? Can you be watching a cricket match all the time? Then what happens? Bore. If this boredom should not come, if this sorrow should not come, you should find a happiness that never leaves you, that doesn't depend on some happening. That is you, sir. You are experiencing in sleep. Come on, find out that. Stay there. Enjoy that happiness which is full, complete. It's not like laddu eating, only tongue is happy. Eyes are not so happy. Nose is not happy. Ears are not happy. When you listen music, ears are happy, tongue is not happy, eyes are not happy. But this happiness is complete and full. This happiness, oh, I don't know how to believe you. In sleep you are not happy. That happiness is not the best. So that is the happiness in sleep because the mind is not there. So if you can make your mind your servant, use it when you want. Don't allow that to use you. You use the mind. Let the mind not use you. Then you will enjoy every minute of your life. That alone is enjoy. Tamil என்னுடைய joy. அதுதான் mind இல்லாதப்போ. Okay. So Arjuna said, okay, seems to be logical, but can you give me some description of such a man who has reached that state so that I try to emulate him, not imitate, emulate him. Krishna said, first thing he said, when you leave all your desires and you are happy within yourself, that is that state. It doesn't seem to be logical. Right now we are happy only when we have desire and that desire is fulfilled. I want to eat, I eat, I am happy. I want to see movie, I see, I am happy. You say leave all desires and you will be happy. How is that? Sir, happy you are without all these things, like in sleep, because the mind covers that. You feel you are the body, therefore you feel you don't have happiness, therefore you run for laddu, you run for movie, you run for cricket. If you can withdraw from the mind and feel the happiness that you are, and feel the happiness that you are, you don't need desires to be fulfilled. Okay, let it be so, but what is wrong with desires? Sir, desires are the things that are making you not experience the full joy that you are. When you have a desire, You don't have a desire for what you have. You have only a desire for what you don't have. So you don't have, you have a desire. So worry, I don't have this. Anxiety, I should get it. And so many obstacles are there to get it. So anger is there. Worry, anxiety, fear, anger. Where will you be happy, sir? This is the nature of desire. You want happiness, for that you want desires, but desires giving you nothing but sorrow. See, next time you have a desire, you are agitated. I want. So you are not happy. When you get it, you have fear you will lose it. And as you grow, your needs also change. What you like in young age, you don't like when you go to school or college. How can you be happy with this desire? Silly thing. And not only that, how are you happy when this desire is fulfilled? It's not the desire gives you joy. I want coffee. Mind is agitated. When I get coffee, temporarily the mind rests. So you find the happiness that is in yourself, that you are really happy. And you think happiness comes from the coffee. No, you got an agitation. When you got coffee, your agitation ended. Happiness is in you, that you experience. If you want to experience the happiness in you, you should not have these paltry, silly desires. Very rich man, very rich man, you tell him, sir, if you come with me, there is a shop where you can buy anything for 20% discount. Will he be interested? He is so rich, he doesn't care. If you are so rich in your heart with happiness, you would care for desires. Desires alone give you sorrow. So therefore, Krishna starts the logic of controlling the mind, controlling the desires, and going beyond the desires. That is the topic we had seen in the last class. In the last class, that's the desire we have seen. So now, it says, what should you do? Tani sarvani samyamya. All the senses control. Yukta asita matparaha. How is that possible? Matparaha. You remember the goal is total happiness. That is God. Matparaha. Keep me as the goal. Vashehi is indriyani. Automatically the indriyas become controlled. Tasya prajna pratisthita. His wisdom, his consciousness, his intellect thereafter does not get agitated. It is well established. And now he has said desire is the problem. So he has given you the logic. Now he is going to tell you how this desire starts and how you have to be vigilant and alert, how you have to be careful, and then what all you should do. Next 5 slokas give us the scheme of managing, mastering, and going beyond the desires. How desire happens, it says, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Bijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammoha Smriti Vibhramaha Smriti Bhramshat Buddhinashaha buddhinashat pranashyati. How this desire happens? Do you have a desire? Neredu pandu. Do you have a desire? You don't, because you don't know it. Only you have a desire for what you know or what you heard from somebody. Either you should have known or you should have heard it from somebody. Otherwise, you won't have. So what happens? First thing is you should know. I know so many things. Do I have a desire for them? I know President of America. I don't have a desire for that. Why? I don't continuously think about that. You should have a desire. Desire will come to know when you know, and then you should continuously think about that. Somebody said, "Hi, that hotel is good." You just heard it, left it, it doesn't become a desire and attachment. Even a slight thing is that good, okay, we'll go someday, leave it, no problem. You go on, think of, he said that hotel is good, that hotel is good, I must go there, I must go there, I'm waiting for holiday, we'll go there, daddy will go there, mummy will go there. So what happened? Because you were continuously thinking about that, attachment came. Attachment came. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. They are called Vishayan, objects. Vishayan means they bind you. Why? What is the meaning of binding? You feel without that you are not happy. You are not complete. You feel you will be complete only with that. Therefore, you feel your freedom is restricted. That is called bondage. You become dependent on the object. You become bound by the object. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. Sangaha Teshu Upajayati. Continuously thinking about that, you get attachment. Sangaha. Sangat Samjayati Kamaha. When you get attachment, you want to possess it, desire. Kama Krodho Vijayati. You have the desire to that hotel. Mommy and daddy are not taking you. You get angry. You get angry because they are not taking you. Then what happens? Krodhat bhavati sam. When you get angry, you lose all your peace and you even forget they are your daddy and mommy. And some has, you forgot all the values. I should respect father, I should respect mother. And then Kruti Brahmshat Buddhi Nashaha. When the memory is gone, your discriminative power, I should not talk to daddy like this. I should not talk to mommy like this. And then what happens? You go start shouting. You don't love me. For you, money is important. You can't take me to that hotel. What type of daddy and mommy you are? Like this, you start talking all sorts of things. Then what happened? You stop being a good child. You stop being a good human being. You stop being a gentle person. What happened then? You become stupid fellow. You are behaving like an animal. And therefore, your loss is complete. Buddhi nashat. When you don't have the discrimination, pranashyati, your total loss from human being, you become a barking dog. From human being, you became a barking dog. So where did the problem start? Continuously thinking of an object. When somebody says good, leave it. It's okay. I don't need it. I am happy with what I have. Finished. You ask him, oh, is it so? Where is this? Where is this place? How much will it cost? When it is open, then you go on meditating on that. and then you can't stop it. If a ball falls on the staircase, if you hold it at the first step, you can hold it. Don't hold it at the first step, it comes to second, third, comes to the floor. Similarly, when first the thought comes of a thing, you do not stop there. Then slowly it will bring your downfall to the floor. So the problem starts with continuous thinking. Okay, it's all right, but life is boring, without these things, desires and all that. What will we do? No, it's not boring. Supposing you wanted to go to hotel, mommy and daddy are ready. Now they call you. At that time, your best friend comes home. Would you like to go to hotel? You'll tell daddy and mommy, you go, next time I will come. I want to spend time with my friend. Now what happened to your happiness with Laddu? You're gone. You get more joy with your friend. So it's not necessary that you will be happy with objects. You will be happy with experiencing love. When your friend came, you are going to experience love. That gives greater joy than Laddu. So always think of nice things, good friends, great people. Think of them and experience love in you. Have love for all. Have love for all. You are all the time happy. Your happiness doesn't depend upon Laddu. Okay. So your happiness is more complete, doesn't depend on other things, all the time with you when you have love in you. This love is your real nature. This love is God. This love is happiness. So love people, not things. Use things, but not people. Love all, they are God. See God in all. That's called satsangam. Seeing God in all is called satsangam. Sat means real. Sangam means company. Laddu is not real. Real company, real happiness. Think of nice people, nice friends. Think of love to them. Then you become so happy. You don't care about Laddu or Guddu. Okay. So satsangatve nissangatvam. When you are with good company, you become detached with that. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. When you are detached, you no more have delusion. Laddu will give me happiness. And when you don't have that, nirmohatve nischalatatvam. When you have no delusion, your mind is steady. It doesn't oscillate. Nischalatatve jivan mukti. When your mind is quiet, peaceful, it's no more dependent on objects, and therefore you are free. That's called moksha. Okay, so these two slokas are called ladder of fall. How you fall from being a good person to becoming an animal. From being God, you become a dog. How it happens is these two verses, which is called ladder of fall. Later, I recited something, Satsangatve Nissangatvam. That is called ladder of rice. That is there in Bhajagovindam. Okay. Now we say, since the problem is unhappiness, boredom, fear, all created by this attachment to senses, I should get rid of that. I should get rid of that. So you are in the same world, in the same house, with the same friends. But if you move with the world, house, friends in the marketplace without attachment, then you are happy. You are moving with them, you are happy. How will I move without being attached? All the time. Think of the God that you are, the God that is in you, which is love, which is happiness. Enjoy the love of God, your company. He is in you. Enjoy his company. In him is the entire world. Do you remember when Krishna opened the mouth, Yashoda saw the entire world in him? So if you can see Krishna in you, your own consciousness, if you are keeping his company, if you are enjoying his love, these laddus are all paltry, stupid things. Who cares for them? That is how you should enjoy the company of your own self. At that time, you will not care for these things. You will be free from attachment and hatred. Where you have attachment for one, you will have the hatred of the opposite. How will you be happy? You said, if I have this, I am happy. If you have that, you are happy. That means the thought of the opposite will make you unhappy. So therefore, wherever there is attachment, there is hatred also. So it says, Raga Dvesha Viyuktaistu Vishayan Indriyaicharan Atma Vasyair Vidheyatma Prasadam Adhigacchati. Free from likes and dislikes, moving in the same world, one who is tuned to his self, the consciousness, the bliss, the love, the God. He gains peace. Prasadam adhigacchati. This is the thing that is said in the, you know, when you go to temple, they give you prasad. Why? Now you saw God, your mind is in God, you have happiness. That is why they give you prasad. Understand? You are not attached to this, you are not attached to that. When they give you prasad, you don't judge the prasad. It is sweet, it is salt is less. You take anything. Like that, when you are in the company of God, you don't say this is good, that is bad. No likes, no attachment, no hatred. It's okay, everything is his prasad. To me, his company is good enough. You enjoy that. So, Atma Vashyair Vidheyatma Prasadam Adhigacchati. So, now Gurudev gives a beautiful example. Supposing one man has become a madman, lunatic. He is going on beating himself with a whip. Because he's a madman, he won't listen. So you tell him, okay, you hit, but this whip, you don't put like this, you do like this. You teach him where he wields the whip, but he won't be hurt. Similarly, this mind, you may not be able to get rid of it, but you teach the mind how it can leave raga and dvesha, attachment or hatred. So that way, with the mind, handling the mind, moving in the world, fully tuned to God, love, happiness. And when you do that, when your mind is quiet, your mind is steady, that time you don't realize your challenges to be big. The challenges become big when we are confused. Like Arjuna got confused. So the thing became so big. When your mind is quiet and calm, your own problems, you see, they are not problems. They are given to me by God because I need them. Prasade sarva dukkhanam anirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso kyashuhu buddhi paryavatishthate. When a man moves in the world free from attachment and hatred, he gains peace With that peace, he gains steady wisdom. That is a mind or intellect that doesn't get agitated, peaceful, quiet. If you don't get this, what happens? He is telling. Nasti buddhirayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shantihi ashantasya kutashukam. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya, one who has not brought his mind under the control of himself. That's called yukta. Yukta means integration. Bringing the mind under the control of your intellect or your own willpower. You bring the mind under the control of your willpower, the intellect, then you will enjoy peace. Otherwise, nasti buddhi ayuktasya, one who has not brought them the control, he has no discriminating power. He cannot know what is good, what is bad. Na asti buddhi. Nacha ayuktasya bhavana. And such a man who does not know what is good for him, what is bad for him, he has no right attitude for higher things. He has no devotion to gain this type of higher knowledge. That is called bhavana. Nacha bhavayataha ashanti. One who has no inclination of higher values, for him, there is no peace. If there is no peace, you may have all comforts. You can't enjoy. Ashantasya kutashukam. No peace, air-conditioned room, in fridge all chocolates are there. Will you enjoy if there is no peace? So therefore, if you want to enjoy things, you must have peace. If you want peace, your mind should be control of the intellect. How will it be control of the intellect? When you are tuned to the self, so how should you tune to the self? Free from likes and dislikes, free from attachment and aversion. And he says, Indriyanam hicharatam yanmanonu vidhiyate tadasya harati pragnam vayurnavamibhambhasi. You are going on a bazaar. I see something. You won't even recognize if your mind does not go through the eyes. You may see. Eyes may see, but you won't even recognize. To recognize something through the eyes, my mind should go through that. You may hear something, but if your mind does not go to the ears, you can't listen. So senses, when they are moving, eyes will see, ears will hear. But if you don't allow the mind to go in their way, the mind is focused to the self, to the God, to the consciousness, you are happy. You will reach the harbor. Otherwise, what will happen? Indriyanam hi charatam manaha anuvidhiyate. The mind that follows the senses, it is carried away. Tasya harati pragnam. Its discrimination is carried away. How? Vayuhu nava iva ambhasi. Like the breeze drifts away the boat in water. What is the breeze? Desires. What is the boat? Your mind. What are the water? Your own thoughts, consciousness, subconsciousness, right? Or your own heart. From that goodness, your self, you are drifted away, like the boat is drifted away from the sea. Your Atman is also as deep as the sea. It's drifted away when you do not allow the mind to withdraw from the senses. Do not allow the mind to run as the senses are leading them. I see something, it want to go there and enjoy. Hear something, it want to go. They see you, your mind should say, no, I'm not interested. Then you will have happiness. Therefore, I have given you all the logic how desires bring you sorrow, no desires give you joy. So what you should do? Control the desires. Tasmad yasya mahabaho nigruhitani sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita. Tasmad, therefore, I have given you all the logics. Therefore, mahabaho, oh mighty armed, you are such a big warrior. Kill a 10 people is not your strength. If you can't control your own mind, what is so big about being a mighty armed and killing 10 people? Stupid fellow. You should control your mind. Nigrihitani sarvashaha, controlling the senses from all directions. Indriyani, indriyarthebhya, the senses from sense object. Tasya prajna pratisthita. That man is established in his own self and enjoys the bliss and the peace and the security that he is. Now, whatever he said, he is giving me an example and telling this. Because you will ask, what will I do leaving all desires? It is a bore thing. I'll be unhappy. He says, no, sir. You leave them, you get this. Children will ask, I don't see movie. I don't go to hotels. What is this exam? You say exam, exam, exam. Mummy, when they say, you won't understand at that time. Children who say, no exam, I don't care, I want to go to movie, I want to go to hotel. What will happen? They won't pass. What will happen if they don't pass? They will be all the time slaves of everybody. What happens when you listen to mummy and daddy? Exam time, no movie, no hotels. You pass, and 10 years you pass, then what happens? You can every day go to movie, every day go to hotel, because you have become your own master. So also, if you withdraw from the senses, you become your own master. The joy that you enjoy is not known to the fellow who is a slave to the senses. The fellow who is not caring for exams will be a beggar. He cannot enjoy the joy that you will get after passing everything and getting a good job. This joy is not known to him. And his sorrow is not known to you. The world that you are enjoying is a night to him. The world that is in sorrow is a night to you. Similarly, a man who doesn't care for senses is enjoying the total happiness of the self. For a man with desires, that is a night. And the man who is enjoying the total happiness in himself, the paltry, petty, silly things of the ordinary man, is a night to him. That's what it says. You don't lose things by not enjoying. You get the best. So if you want to get the best, useless things you should leave. Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyate mune. Yanisha, that which is night, dark. Tasyam jagrati samyami. Yanisha sarva bhutanam, that which is night to all people, because they can't experience this. The self-controlled one, samyami, jagrati, he is awake to that happiness. Yasyam jagrati bhutani, where these all the people are running after, they are awake to that world of silly joys. Sa nisha pashyatu. This Muni, this contemplative one, this meditative one, in that he sees nothing, and that is night too. And now he gives one more beautiful example of the happiness that comes to you by your own self, not by desires. Right? Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti nakama kami. Ocean is full. Millions of gallons rush to it. Ocean doesn't rise. 4 years, no rain. Water doesn't come. Ocean doesn't sink. This man is enjoying such great happiness. Outside desires cannot thrill him. He will not be thrilled. And he loses something. He will not be depressed. That's that state of great joy, comparable to the ocean. We will see the rest next class and also take up third chapter. So you should bring next week second chapter and third chapter books. Okay. Thank you all. I enjoyed a beautiful class with my beautiful children today. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Uncle.